Acts chapter 11, verses 1 through 10, speaks about how God told Peter in a vision to eat something 3 times. So we're going to go over Acts chapter 11, verses 1 through 10 to see how this happened.
Chapter 11. Now the apostles and the brothers who were in Judea heard that people of the nations had also accepted the word of God. So when Peter came up to Jerusalem, the supporters of circumcision began to criticize him, saying,
"You went into the house of men who were not circumcised and ate with them."
At this, Peter went on to explain the matter in detail to them, saying,
I was in the city of Joppa praying, and while in a trance, I saw a vision, something descending like a great linen sheet being let down by its 4 corners from heaven, and it came right down to me. Looking closely into it, I observed 4-footed animals of the earth, wild beasts, reptiles, and birds of heaven. I also heard a voice say to me, "Get up, Peter, slaughter and eat." But I said, "Certainly not, Lord, because a defiled or unclean thing has never entered my mouth." The second time, the voice from heaven answered, "You stop calling defiled the things God has cleansed." This happened a 3rd time, and everything was pulled up again into heaven. Also, just at that moment, 3 men were standing at the house where we were staying, having been sent to me from Caesarea.
Okay. So the point ends at Acts chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. It speaks about how Peter went into a home of men who were uncircumcised, and he was preaching. And when he went out, some of the Jews, his brothers, were criticizing him. Spiritual brothers were criticizing him. What are you doing preaching to uncircumcised people? What's going on? And Peter explained how he got the point from God in a vision that he should preach outside of Israel. And it says in the vision, Peter says in the vision, he was told 3 different times to eat. He can eat anything on this thing that had all these animals and things like that. And God had made it known that stop calling unclean what God has cleansed. So at first Peter didn't get the point. The second time Peter didn't get the point. The 3rd time Peter got the point of what was said the first time. But it took 3 times for him to get it. So when the point is repeated 1 time, he don't get it. 2 times, he don't get it. The 3rd time, something clicks and he get it. And he moves forward and applies it.